and the lights on for the valet Graham McNeice Midway, and they're ready to go. Racing now, and the favourite jumped really well, El Costello. Clark's got it out in front in the early part. Moving up on the inside, there was Bonus Semper. Cirebon goes forward out wide, and now Ambassadors is going right along the rails. Kingston Charm's pretty handy behind them in the black cap, and a few lengths then to Humanity. On the outside of California Grass, Extreme Freedom getting back, looking for a spot. Curvet's plonked down on the rails. Now, one of the fancied runners here, Flying Bandits, well back in the field. Gold Patnet's outside, and 2 lengths away to State of America. Ambassadors use the rails there to drive through and take the lead, and now Cirebon has to do a bit of work on the outside, and Cirebon strides up to take on Ambassadors up front. Meanwhile, the short favourite El Costello gets a charm run in third. A length further back to Kingston Charm fourth, the rails. On the inside of Bonus Tempest. Wider out on the course there, and his Extreme Freedom, he couldn't get in, so it's being sent forward now and moving up into third, approaching the bend. Back midfield on the inside, California Grass. Gold Pattern's been on a wide path. Then came Vet from Humanity. Well back and deep there is Flying Bandit, and State of America sees them all. Racing to the turn, and it's a line of 3 here. Ambassadors, Cirebon, Extreme Freedom, and now Clark is coming off heels on the short favourite El Costello. Behind them then is Kingston Charm and California Grass coming up the rise, and the favourite moves up now, El Costello, and puts the head in front from Extreme Freedom. Getting up the inside, Kingston Charm, Cavett, and now Flying Bandit down the outside. It's El Costello, has a real fight in its hands. Clark is lifting it though, and the first favourite home, El Costello, beating Extreme Freedom, and Cavett ran third, followed by Kingston Charm fourth, then Flying Bandit. Further back, State of America from Humanity. Bonus Tempest, a gap in the field to Cirebon from California Grass, Gold Pattern, and Ambassadors, who worked hard in the lead, weakened out to finish last of all.
El Costello wins a Midway after breaking his maiden 2 in a row. The horse that ran second, a broadsiding in a Fernhill, had a fight on his hands there in the last little bit as Extreme Freedom didn't want to give in, but Timmy Clark let everything unfold in front of him before he let the favourite go, and he's done enough. Third home will be Curvet down the outside.
Yeah, he's a nice improving horse, isn't he? Young horse, looks like he'll stay, got a lovely racing pattern, beautiful ride by Tim. Thought it was a bit ugly early, but then when they made their moves, he just got into a lovely spot and everything unfolded for him very, very nicely. So he's on his way. Anthony says Champion Stakes next, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, an improving horse heading in the right direction.
He did have everything go his way, Ronnie, but it was a great ride there by Timmy Clark. He could have been tempted to push on and sit up outside a lead, but once there was a bit of speed injected into the race around about the 1,000-metre mark, he elected to come back to sit in the 1-1, but another good ride by Tim Clark.
They've run 135.48 for the mile, 135.48, and home in 34.43 the last 600. 11.6, 14 and 12 after the Midway. Anthony Cummings, you'd have to be happy with that.
Yeah, very. And he's a really nice horse. Lives up to the best of his pedigree. I mean, we had a bit of fun with 5.5 Star a little while ago. He's from the same family, and he's shaping up in a similar fashion. So, last time I had success with this sort of routine a few years ago, the horse turned out to be Beauty Generation. So, he's got big shoes to fill if that's the way it works out.
You're going to the Gloaming next?
Yeah, he goes to Gloaming and to the Champion Stakes, and depending on exactly what that looks like, we might have a look at the Derby, but we'll get to the Champion Stakes first.
He had a fight on his hands there when the inside horse kicked on.
Yeah, I was really pleased to see the others, sort of give him that sort of pressure, because he responds well to it, and he needs to have that education that he just can't get to the front loaf. Yeah. He's a very relaxed animal, and I'd said it to me before when he got on, and said he'll relax as soon as you do, so just don't.
Right. Well done.
Righto, thanks.
Congratulations, Clarkie. He had to dig deep, but it was a nice win.
Yeah, look, he was always going to win the race, I felt, Brownie, but he just sort of got there and just clocked off a little bit, and that's why sort of early the lead was probably there, but just speaking to Josh about him a little bit and knowing the horse, the longer he's got something to chase, I reckon the better it'll be. But I said to Anthony, maybe adding Trip, the blinkers can come off and he might be able to see a bit more then, but really promising 3-year-old that's going to make his presence felt in these staying contests.
How's that track?
Yeah, the track's presented in beautiful order.
Well done.
Thanks.
1,000 metres. Here is Darren Flindell for today's Tab Highway.
favourite. We're set now. This is race 2, the highway, and the gates are back, and Nipotino jump well together with Tai Lung wide out. There's plenty going forward, including the favourite there, She's Exotic. And so it's She's Exotic and Tai Lung. Tickle Belly there. Deep out, Gotta Fly. Nipotino easing back on the outside of Perennial, and Saratoga Powers whipping right up on the inside running rail. They're followed then by Sting Jet from Akatango, and Surfer at his last of a very bunched field. McDonald's got a double grip on the favourite, She's Exotic, with Tickle Belly the outside. Tai Lung off the track, and Perennial wedged between runners with Saratoga Power back on the inside. So they straighten for the run home now, and She's Exotic revved up coming up the rise, immediately found a length and a half. Tickle Belly under pressure from Tai Lung. Then came Perennial, is working into the clear. She's Exotic's no good thing. Perennial's coming off heels, and Tickle Belly still in it on the outside as Perennial hits the lead now. 100 out. Tickle Belly and doing the chasing. Perennial in front, and Perennial will just beat Tickle Belly. Tai Lung grabbed third in front of She's Exotic. Then Saratoga Power. Sir Freddie ran on. Then came Sting Jet from Nipotino. Further back then to Akatango, and a big gap in the field to Gotta Fly.
First up today, Perennial number 2, Zach Lloyd for Paul Massara and Leah Gavranich. Number 2, Perennial, has scored and beaten Tickle Belly. Nothing for the favourite, She's Exotic. Will be back behind those, just lining up the others coming home. You've got She's Exotic back to the inside. You've got Saratoga Power, who's getting held up. And then Tai Lung finishing home down the outside. And there are the numbers about to go up. 2, 7 and 12 Tai Lung in front of She's Exotic, and then Saratoga Power.
Yeah, look, deserved win. He had the beautiful run behind them. He carried the big weight there, Perennial, and he was just too good with that highway experience. She's run really boldly first up with no cover there. Tickle Belly first up. Tai Lung's racing better, and geez, the favourite disappointed there. Didn't shape up that form, had a soft lead and every opportunity to sprint off the front there, so you'd have to mark that as disappointing. But all honours the winner. He carried the weight, got the job done after a nice Zach Lloyd ride.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Ronnie. A perfect ride there by Zach Lloyd. Just obviously sat in behind the speed. Didn't push the button too early. Really bided his time before he grabbed the favourite on the inside there. But whatever this horse done here today, has got big improvement, I thought, in the yard. So he's in for a good preparation.
2, 7, 12 and 5. The overall time 57.46, and they've run home in 33.44. Well done, Leah. Are you happy with the way Perennial has come back today?
Yeah, absolutely. He's, to be fair to the horse, he's probably about 80% fitness. He had a soft trial 10 days ago. He's undefeated first up, and we think he's obviously a fresh horse. So, he's got plenty more in store.
And he's really only been exposed to the 900s, the 1,000, the 1,100. How about stretching him out to 1,200 eventually?
Yeah, I think you'll get the 1,200 no problem. Last prep, he obviously had 2 very good runs first up, and then we just held him back waiting for another highway, which probably brought him undone a little bit. I think he's a horse that appreciates consistency in his racing prep, and I think with the 60 kilos first up to do that sort of probably 80% fitness, like I said, I think he throws his hat in the ring for a race like a Cosy.
Well, there's 3 slots left. How do you convince someone to take him?
I think he just put the writing on the wall then.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Zach. Good win, not flashy, but just looking at him, he looks like he's got good improvement.
Yeah, most definitely. Off the one trial today, he's done really well. He's extremely raw still. He's doing a bit wrong, but very classy horse. He gives you a great feel when he quickens, but as I said, he's still got a lot to learn. So when the penny drops, he's going to be a serious horse.
Well done, bud.
Thank you.
Big Drift, the favourite in the last 5 minutes. Bear on the loose, out to around 3:40 now. There's the light. We're ready to go. In the Shootout mile. Gates are back, they're off, and Snowman jumped well. So did Bear on the Loose, is not giving up the fence. and Bear on the Loose takes the lead. Junipal strides up on the outside going to third. Then the grey Floating, Flash Feeling on the improve. They're followed then by Aquarius on the inside of Mishuela. Drifting back now St Lawrence from Galeron, and Cliff House has been very well back. Is in a 3 wide last position in the early stages of the race. So Bear on the Loose takes the lead clearly, out by a length and a half. Junipal goes to second now, and Snowman gets leaders back. 2 off to Flash Feeling on the outside of Floating. A gap of 2 to Mishuela. Aquarius. Boy, Cliff House is doing plenty of work from St Lawrence, and back last of all is Galeron. So Nash sitting pretty here on the leader down the side. It's Bear on the Loose. In front by 3/4 to Junipal. Snowman in the trailing position, third behind the leader in favourite. Then Flash Feeling from Floating. For the back, Mishuela. Cliff House out wide from Aquarius. Then came St Lawrence, who's going between runners. And 3/4 last of all is Galeron coming to the turn. And it's the favourite in front, Bear on the Loose by 3/4 to Junipal. Then came Snowman, a couple off to Flash Feeling, Floating, and Mishuela heads the rest. Coming up the rise, and Bear on the Loose in front by a half now, and Junipal is sticking on the outside. Floating into the clear from Flash Feeling, and Snowman looking for an inside run. It's Bear on the Loose. The Bear's under siege. Floating moved up on the outside, and Floating charges away for a big win. Floating from Bear on the Loose, and Galeron from last got up to run third. Followed then by Flash Feeling, Snowman, and then St Lawrence. Junipal dropped off, then Mishuela, Aquarius. Well, Cliff House did it tough in the run, but by the same token, he's finished tailed off.
The Ghostly Grey, number 5, Floating, Zach Lloyd and Matthew Smith. So that's a double for young Zach. He won the Highway on Perennial only 35 minutes ago, and here he is riding a winner for Matthew Smith. It's Floating, number 5, Bear on the Loose, and Galeron behind it.
Yeah, well, he'd been fitter for a couple of runs back. He had improvement. Dry track today, no problem. Put into a beautiful spot by Zach Lloyd, just stalking the leaders there, minding his own business, and always been a horse with talent who, once he finds his form, he invariably holds it. Second horse has just whacked away there, very one pace, so that probably tops him off for something over a little bit further there, and another teasing performance from Galeron, who continues to run on in his races. But all honours with the winner. He was set up beautifully, third up today, and too good after, and like I said, another good Zach Lloyd ride.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Ronnie, and totally agree as far as the horse's appearance-wise goes. He looked much better in the yard today. He'd lost that wintry look, and he looked like he'd tightened up, like they had the work ripped into him. So, well done, Matty Smith Stable.
5, 6, 1 and 7. The race time is 1:34.76. And the last 600, 34.51. 5, 6, 1 and 7 after race number 3. Race 4 is the Nick Moraitis Trophy. It's due at 1:35 and will return when runners are in the yard. Well done, Matt. Third up today, looked perfect.
Yeah, like he's been, we've been able to run him every couple of weeks, which I think helps with the horse. And he ran really well last start, and pretty open race. I thought, he's some sort of chance, but he was strong, very good.
You qualified him for the big dance back in December in the Nowra Cup, but is he going to be at the mile that day, or is he going to get further?
He'll be at the mile that day for sure. We won't be going anywhere else. I guess, we'll probably have a look at an Epsom now or something. He might scrape in. I'm not sure if he'll get in or not, depending upon his rating, but we can go there on the way.
Big dance is the main goal.
Exactly, yeah, for sure.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Zach. Nice little win, that.
Yeah, he's done that very, very good. I've always thought he's a horse who probably appreciates a bit of give in the ground, and I was a bit weary with the track today, but it's probably the best win he's ever had. So, no, he's just going really well, and full credit to Matt.
I know you haven't ridden him this preparation, but he looked much better in the yard today. Did you feel it?
Yeah, the feeling was much better, but it's hard to see how his coat's looking with how white he is, but no, he's feeling good.
Well done, mate.
Thanks, Corey.
In one set of the Coolmore colours, here's Darren Flindell for the fourth.
Drops out. No. Be ready. Clear.
for the lead here, and bursting on the scene now is Get Along. So Get Along's going to lead from Thunder Lips. High Blue Sea will get cover over on the rails from Congregation, and Pure from the early part is caught 3 wide, and this field is starting to string out somewhat. They're followed after several lengths to Anything Goes, parked on the inside of the favourite, Well Timed. 2 after Miss Bustlinger from Cheerful Legend, Sharp Shock. Then came Casual Connection, and a good gap back to Hollywood Hero, who sits on the outside of Born With Wings. So about 16 covers the field. Get Along 2 in front to Thunder Lips. Pure Alpha got to a clear third now. They're still strung out. Couple off to High Blue Sea on the inside of Congregation. Then Anything Goes. The favourite is dead set midfield, Well Timed in the running line. From Miss Bustlinger and Cheerful Legend heads the rest. Coming around the turn, and it's Get Along travelling from Thunder Lips. Pure Alpha third, followed by High Blue Sea, then Congregation, Anything Goes, Well Timed and Cheerful Legend coming down the outside. Thunder Lips to the 250, moved up to take a narrow lead. Thunder Lips from Get Along, then Well Timed, Cheerful Legend, Pure Alpha, Congregation between them. Well Timed now, knuckling down. Well Timed the favourite, hits the lead, 50 out. Favourite's home, Well Timed, beat Thunder Lips. No, Sharp Shock got up for second. That was a big run. Sharp Shock's down the outside second in front of Thunder Lips, and Congregation close up. Then Miss Bustling, a Cheerful Legend, Anything Goes. Pure Alpha next from Hollywood Hero. Casual Connection, High Blue Sea, Get Along Compounded, and Born With Wings among the tail enders.
She's going well. Terry Parker's got well timed, well placed, and another win for number 10, Well Timed. Sharp Shock, last out, rattled home, and Thunder Lips, who hit the front, is held on for third.
Yeah, Kerry's done a good job with him. He's an improving horse. He's just picked him up there at the right time, up a little in class, 4th up, ready for the 1400, and was pretty good, I must say. Sharp Shock has run on strongly. I thought Thunder Lips did a really good job after having to cart the field up to the fast horse up front there, and I thought he was a beaten horse, but I liked the way he stuck on late, so maybe another chance for him, and he'll strip fitter Congregation next time, but all honest, the winner, too good.
Yeah, another terrific 10 out of 10 ride there by Nashra Wheeler. He looked very, very confident a long way out. I know he's got a lot of confidence in his horse, the way that he talks about him in the post-race interviews, but he keeps getting better and better. He looked better in the coat today, and he raced a lot better.
121.95 the time, 121.95, 34.89. Numbers are up 10, 18, 6, 17. Well done, Kerry. You've got Well Timed going beautifully.
Yeah, really happy with him. Today was our next stepping stone, so to speak, to win out of that Midway grade, and he's gone and done that really well today.
What do you got your eyes on?
Well, it's always a matter of him, how far we can get his benchmark up to sort of get into something decent at the end of the carnival sort of thing, but at this stage he's just taken every step lovely as it's come, so just a matter of what they do with his benchmark now, where I go next.
All right. Can you get him to a gong?
Well, that's in the back of my mind there, that if we can just take our time with him and get through to that'd be a nice result. I think he'll run a mile the way he attacked the line today, so like I say, this prep's been about taking every step, and he's been doing that terrific.
Okay, well done with him.
Excellent, thank you.
Congratulations, Nash. You looked the winner a long way out.
We're in the right spot. They went very hard. He settled good. I wanted to sit where I was for another furlong, to be honest, but I sort of had to bring him out, and for that reason he was probably a bit vulnerable the last 50, but to his credit he was still digging deep, and he just every time he steps out he's impressing me, and there was a couple of signs there today that worries me that he's nearing the end of his prep, which I haven't had a chance to speak to them yet, but look, he's a lovely horse and he's worth looking after. He's got a bright future.
Right on, mate.
Cheers.
Full field of 16. There's the light, and we're ready to run. Blindfold removed off Land Legend. The gates are back in the Kingston Town, and Elias jumped well off the inside. Golden Path being sent forward wide out, together with Serpentine. So it's Elias on the inside as Serpentine. Zardos, he's got a good spot on the inside of Golden Path. Land Legend pretty handy, but being restrained with Che Wolf the outside, 3 wide in the early part. followed then by Valiant King, who's taken a spot down on the rails. A length and a half further back in the field then to Carla Poor, who positions on the outside of Allegron. Military Mission's back in the field, followed by Adelaide River there with the blue-coloured cap. 2 off to Athabaskan. Zayrek gets well back from Star of India. El Bodigan goes along the rails, and the outside of the field, Trust in You, the New Zealander, is going to settle last of all. Very good pace here, and Serpentine goes on with it. And Serpentine leads the way by 2 lengths. On the stablemate Elias for the trail. 2 off to Golden Park without any cover. It sits on the outside of Zardozi. And a length and a half to Land Legend, who races in a clear 5th. They're followed then by Valiant King in this well-strung out field. A length then to the favourite Chayawolf, followed by Allegron. Then came Carla Poor. Back in the field is Military Mission, parked on the inside of Adelaide River. 2 off to Athabaskan from Zayrek, smothered up on the fence. 2 off to Star of India from El Bodigan. Trust in You is the last one. 700 metres to go, and Serpentine is really running in the lead. Serpentine by 2. Elias holding down second for the time being. Land Legend pulls out. Zardozi on the fence from Golden Path. Land Legend shoved along now, and Chayawolf with good cover coming around the turn. And Serpentine tries to keep up the gallop. A length to Elias. Zardozi the inside, then Golden Path, and now Chayawolf getting to the extreme outsiders. Elias takes the lead now at the 250. Elias gets a length clear with Chayawolf bridging the margin on the outside. It's Elias and Chayawolf, the 2 favourites fighting it out. Elias the inside at Chayawolf. Elias kicking hard and won the Kingston Town. Elias a half length to Chayawolf. Golden Path third, followed in fourth by Serpentine. Then Land Legend from Zardozi. Further back to Allegron, Star of India, Military Mission, Trust in You running on. Together with Carla Poor, Athabaskan, El Bodigan, Zayrek got back, stayed back. Then Valiant King, and one of the last to finish was Adelaide River.
2 very good horses have just fought out the finish of the Kingston Town. Elias takes its record to 11 starts, 9 wins, 2 seconds. This horse is a winning machine. And Chayawolf, game in defeat, number 11 second. Third, I'm not sure, I didn't look. I was concentrating on these 2 exciting horses out in front, Ronnie.
Yeah, I think you'll find Golden Path third in front of Serpentine, but wow, that's an amazing win, I think. He had to chase down Serpentine to start with. He overdid things. He had a good horse breathing down his neck. It had done no work, Chayawolf, and I thought he was a certainty at the 200. So, no, he's the real thing, no doubt about it. He's a winner. He's a dead set winner. Don't mark the second horse down. He's still got more to give, whether it's going to be in the spring or the autumn. And third horse had his chance along with the rest of the team. But a very good performance, I feel, from the winner.
Yeah, I thought it was a terrific ride as well as win, Ronnie. This horse in the enclosure, the way that he handled himself today, first up he got very, very hot, very warm, and he was sweating up noticeably. Today he was sweating up, but nowhere near as bad as what he was, so his manners are getting better every time he goes around. I think they're in for a very, very big preparation.
Well, he was $6 favourite for the Metropolitan. We'll have an update in the Metrop market when we come back, and Joe Pride has to think about where he goes with Chayawolf as well, because he's got a number of options in front of him and he can't be disappointed with the second horse. But I think we'll see a trim up of the Metropolitan favourite Elias after taking out the Kingston Town in 2:01.54. What about the sprint home? 33.88. 33.88, 6:11, 12 and 7. Well done, Adrian. Our winners win.
He certainly do. You know, he's got a great constitution, doesn't he? Obviously, a great will to win. Yeah, once again, he had to dig deep. He was challenged solidly there, and it was a good tempo throughout. It was a good staying test once again today, and is exposed for quite a while there. So for him to dig deep once again, it just shows those true staying qualities that he's got.
You got 2 weeks to the Metropolitan. Do you go there with confidence now?
Look, I've got a lot of confidence in this horse, and no doubt that there's still more upside and more progression. It was a month between runs, and we've got some big targets for him, not just the Metropolitan. He's got nominations for some bigger races as well. So we've always tried to keep a bit in the tank for those going forward. So I'd like to think there's more upside, and he's going to keep progressing for us.
Well done.
Thanks very much.
Well done, Clarkie. He was good first up, but he was better today.
He had to be, with the field that he was up against, but he hasn't done anything but just go forward since his first up run. I thought his trial was excellent. between, and we come here full of confidence, and pretty much just rode him like the best horse, and the second horse challenged him late, but it sort of got to him, and he was never letting it past him. He sort of toyed with him late.
His manners were also much better today.
Yeah, I think he's always going to be that little bit bouncy and a little bit hot, but you're right, he did parade better, Corey, and he's obviously only had the 3 starts here, so he's still working it out, but he's got a very bright future.
Well done.
Thank you.
They're set. Ready. Go. Racing here. Tom Kitten and Kintyre jump well. So did Freedom Rally send forward, and Felix Majestic being sent forward as well. And he loves to lead, Felix. Felix Majestic takes the lead away from Freedom Rally. There's no Fearson up there on the speed in the early stages. We've got Scarlet Oak pretty handy, who sits down on the rails. Airman is pretty prominent as well, and now Kintyre is going forward pretty deep on the track. Rustic Steel as well. Rustic Steel's right off the track. Gringotts midfield. Tom Kitten behind. Cafe Millennium out wide. Then McHale the rails from Amenable. And now Rustic Steel had dropped back to last of all. Felix Majestic in front, and now Fearson. Fearson's got going on the outside, and the usual suspects are at it in the lead now. Felix Majestic from Fearson. Kintyre deep. Freedom Rally between runners, followed by Scarlet Oak and the white cap down on the rails. McHale behind. Then Gringotts from Airman. Tom Kitten's back on the outside of Amenable. Rustic Steel and Cafe Millennium into the straight now, and Felix Majestic extends the lead. 2, 3, Scarlet Oak, Freedom Rally, Kintyre, Remen down the outside. McHale's getting a rails run. Tom Kitten's got lots of work to do. Felix Majestic at the 200, leads by 2 or 3 on McHale. Then came Airman. Tom Kitten's taking forever to wind up Felix Majestic, and now McHale bursting through, and here's Gringotts late. McHale and Gringotts, they hit it. Oh, photo! McHale and Gringotts. Gringotts lunging on the wire. Felix Majestic's finished 3rd. Then came Amenable, Kintyre, Remen. Tom Kitten didn't wind up today from Rustic Steel. Then Cafe Millennium. Fearson dropped out, and Scarlet Oak hasn't picked up at all.
Well, that was the strangest run race in that early stages you've ever seen. Now, who's going to win this? Oh, Brad Gray, I hope he's hung on for your sake. At $91, he tipped it on form line. Here's Gringotts. Gringotts, the only one to spoil your party. No, whoa. Your nose has come down. Here's the photo. No photo yet, hold on. McHale's nose has gone down on that image to beat Gringotts. Here's the shutter cam, and you can't tell. You can't tell. Felix Majestic has run 3rd. We don't have a photo. We don't have a result as yet. McHale 100 to 1 into 25 to 1.
And got it.
And he's got it. It's your shout. Number 16, McHale, has got there to beat Gringotts, number 8, and Felix will be back in 3rd. 15 will be getting the 3rd number, 16, 8, and it's still a photo for 3rd.
Yeah, got to give it to him, Brad. He was so confident. I said, why are you tipping this? And he gave the greatest review of him and make you want to like him. It was the strangest race I've ever seen. They stopped, they started, they stopped, they started, but Rachel rode the rail against the bobbin on the line. On McHale. So, wow, what a race. I think we'll have to have a few looks at this. It didn't run according to script, that's for sure.
No. When Fearson didn't show up early and Felix was out there in front, he was having a picnic.
Well, it was just weird because every other jockey, it was like they thought that it was a false start or something. For the first 2 furlongs, everyone was in no man's land, just letting Felix Majestic have a picnic up front. Weird.
Didn't they hear Darren say, go?
They thought he said. They thought he said no.
16, 8, 15, 10, 122, 36, 34, 3. Well done, Chris. McHale has produced wonderfully first up.
Yeah, he's always been thereabouts and not had a lot of luck, and things went against him in Queensland. And it was a great ride from Rachel and saved every inch of ground and got there where it counted.
Brad Gray mentioned on Thursday night that it had a very similar profile to Redina. who did this race in the Epsom last year coming out of Queensland.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I was surprised to see his odds, but when you see those odds, you sort of say, oh, gee, maybe I've got it wrong. But yeah, he's a handy horse. Like he's always never far away, and decent races in a couple of group races he's been placed in.
Go to the Epsom?
Yeah, my word.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Trace. Was that a weird run race, or is it just me watching?
It was a little bit, yeah. My horse he just popped up a little bit at the gates, and I actually got in the position I probably thought I would be, but it was a little bit sort of jostling around the corner, and I wasn't quite sure what the jostling was for, but look, it worked out well for me. A gap appeared on the fence, and this horse, watching his replays, he likes racing like that. He's a real sort of bulldog, and he shot through that gap and put them away well.
What were your thoughts on the line?
I wasn't sure. He was first up, so he probably just had enough right on the post, but he had really exploded, so I was hoping I got the nose down, but whatever happened, I knew it was a super run going forward.
Well done.
Thank you.
It's indeed my pleasure now to ask Professor Kyle and Mrs. Kyle to present the trophy to Catherine and Oliver on behalf of the winning connections.
This is the Tea Rose live from Randwick.
In the Tea Rose Stakes, the fillies are set to fly, and away they go now. Snow and May a bit tardy out off the inside, and Manal jumped particularly well. So do Autumn Glow on the outside, is moving up on the outside of Manal. Pretty steady tempo in the early part. At Erno's Cube pushes through on the rails, going to third from Bella Khadijah. They're followed then by Snow and May from More Territories. Taken back, Amina will park on the outside of Elmore Zillow. So it's Manal in front, hacking along in the lead by a length to the favourite Autumn Glow. They're followed by Erno's Cube, railing to third, Bella Khadijah, wide out around Lazura. Then Snow in May from More Territories, Elmore Zillow, and a half the outside to Amina. So about 7 lengths covering the field inside the 800, and Manal being cuddled by a half length now to Autumn Glow. Followed then by Erno's Cube, right on the back of the speed from Bella Khadijah and Lazura, right there between runners. Further back to Snow in May, More Territories, Elmore Zillow, and on the outside Amina is last of all. So it's Manal and Autumn Glow, the two favourites, stride for stride, turning for home, and Manal on the fence just leads from the Autumn Glow, just given a liven up down the outside, and now Autumn Glow lays down the challenge to Manal. Autumn Glow and Manal stride for stride. Erno's Cube the fence, and then came Lazura. It's Autumn Glow. She's really starting to use this action of hers, and the fillies bounding away with a Tea Rose. Autumn Glow remains unbeaten. Jumping out of the ground, Snow in May's in a photo for second with Manal, followed by Lazura. Then came Erno's Cube from Elmore Zillow, More Territories, Amina, and Bella Khadijah was last to finish. Autumn
Glow, she is the real deal. It's an Autumn Sun Quinella, because another one by the stallion, the Autumn Sun, will be the Flashing Light, Snow in May. But let's talk about her. She is unbeaten. She won on debut at Rosehill. At start number 2, she won the Group 3 Up and Coming. At start number 3, she wins the Group 2 Tea Rose, and she looked to do it with her head on the chest. She's beaten some very, very good fillies. Manal's going to be back in third behind Snow in May.
She's a good filly, a great ride. He rode her to win. It's as simple as that. There was big trouble in Little China when she landed up outside the lead there for the tab, I can tell you that much. He just read the play, canted outside the lead and just outclassed them. So bring on the mile. Someone want to back Snow in May at the mile. Maybe they might want to lay her again. We might get odds against again. So bring it on.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Ronnie. It was the ride that won the race there, J-Mac. That's why he's the number one in Australia at the moment. He took all the guesswork out of that race, banged outside lead. I'd be forgiving of Manal as well. That's the first time she's ever landed in front and had to control the race like that. But this horse, I'm more excited for her in 6 months' time to see what she's like.
Okay, well, she was $2.30 in the Flight Stakes. So how short do you reckon you'll make her, Tim Ryan, in the Flight Stakes, considering she's now unbeaten and she's gone again in the Tea Rose?
Yeah, we're still working on it at the moment, but she'll definitely be odds on. And as far as what Ronnie said, as far as making it a lay of the day again, I think
you've learnt your lesson.
But yeah, last 2 starts,
2 in a row.
Yep.
Twice the bookies have wanted to take her on, and twice she has come home for the punters and disappointed those bookmakers. She's coming back. McDonald with the first ride on this wonderful filly, Autumn Glow. She's run 122.94 and they've run home in 33.3. 33.3, but put into context, they walked early. After, well, we'll go from the 1200. From the 1200 home, they've run 11.66, a 12.04, a 12.03, and then they sprinted 11.24, 10.85, and 11.26. The leaders walked up in front and then dominated, sprinting home in 33.3. 1 1/4 lengths of winning margin, 6.10, 1 and 5.
Congratulations, J-Mac. First time honour. What do you think?
Well, I've ridden her a lot of times, but she's very good. She's just so economical in her action. She's got the great constitution, good strength about her, really good mind. She'll keep improving too.
Great ride. Was that always the plan, to bang her outside lead?
Not really. It was Chris, credit to it. He said, you ride her, you're on top, you go with her. I've got as much faith in the filly as I do you. So hopefully it's a good combination, and she's classy. She's got all the class in the world, and have a look at her. Oof.
Well done, bud.
Thanks.
Well done, Chris. Very exciting. Very exciting stuff out there today.
Yeah, it sure was. We rode her a little bit closer today. There was no instructions, just said to James, make sure she's happy and comfortable, and James said she's got a beautiful action. I'm not going to take it away from her. So just have her comfortable, and that's what he did. And so, yeah, she was probably a little bit foreign in that territory, but she's all class.
Shows the versatility too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and if we get a perfect draw in the flight stakes, we can go back to riding her where we need to if she's comfortable.
What have you seen in this filly at home since her debut, which was not that long ago?
We haven't asked her at home because she's still immature. So she does it on race day, she goes home and she's looked after. So you see just as much as I. We're scared to ask too much at home, and that's the end of her preparation. So we're just taking it quietly. She's improving with each run, being trained that way. And we've got one race to go. I don't think we'll go too far beyond that.
Yeah. She looks to be just the absolute darling.
She is. Yeah, she's a spitting image of her dad. The closest I've seen to the Autumn Sun.
Really?
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
It's indeed my pleasure now to call upon Arvin to present the trophy to Chris Massara and Shannon Clark on behalf of the Winning Connections. Thank you both. And now it's my pleasure to ask Ben to step forward and present the trophy for winning trainer Chris Waller to Billy Bentley.
Not budging, we've got it for plenty. Late firm Royal Patronage, 460 to 440.
Here's Darren Flindell.
Ready for the 7 stakes, stand by. Racing now. Royal Patronage wasn't great out, and Fangirl from the outside draw has been taken back. Bit of speed here. Major Bill pushes on the outside of Zoo Gotcha. Detonator Jack handy in third. Then came Henge. Royal Patronage next, moving up on the outside of My O'Brien. 2 off to Navajo Peak, and Fangirl is going to settle at the tail of the field. So Major Bill puts the speed on at the 1200. Major Bill by a length and a half. Zoo Gotcha on a long run strides to second, and Detonator Jack third. Couple off to Hinged on the outside of My O'Brien. Royal Patronage is back third last in the run from Navajo Peak, and Fangirl is last. So there's only 2 lengths between the 2 favourites in the rear section of the field. And Major Bill at $51 shows the way at the 800 metres. By a length on Zoo Gotcha, then Detonator Jack. Hinged is 1 out, 1 back, followed by My O'Brien, Royal Patronage, Navajo Peak, and Fangirl sees them all. About 7 lengths covering the field. Major Bill continues to roll along at the 600. Extends the margin to length and a half now on Zugotcha. Detonator Jack being cuddled on the fence, followed by Hens. Now Royal Patronage starts a run from Myobra on the fence. Fangirl getting onto Royal Patronage's back, and Navajo Peaks last of all, but Major Bill's gone further in front up the rise by 3. Detonator Jack off the fence. Zugotcha's had it. Royal Patronage running on, and so's Fangirl on the outside. Major Bill's coming back to them. Here's Fangirl and Royal Patronage wide out. Fangirl moved up through the middle as Myobra on, but Fangirl, she bounces back. Shit, that's arrogant. She was toying with him at the end, and Fangirl, a brilliant winner of the 7 stakes, beating the roughie Myobra on. Photo for third. Detonator Jack, Major Bill, Royal Patronage got a bit tired late, followed by Navajo Peak, then Hinged, and Zugotcha did the chasing and weakened out of it.
The bookies will have nightmares, and the colour they'll be seeing is cerise. Fangirl, the bookies had their chance when she went back to last, and they didn't look to be going awfully quick. That was their only hope. There was no hope at the 200. She was going to get the lot, and she has been heavily backed. This has been a punter's day here today, and Fangirl is back on the throne. Her first win since the Apollo back in February, and she's looking to go back-to-back in the King Charles III. There's only been one running of that race, and she's won it. She'll be back here in a month to try and go back-to-back. And how are they going to stop her, Ronnie?
No, I don't know. She stopped the fight. He sort of read the play coming to the turn. He said, I better start revving up here. And then Royal Patronage going in front of him helped and dragged him into the race another furlong. And she's just a marvel the way she can make it. You can make a decent run on her, and she gets the job done. So, like I said, stop the fight. That really hurt the bookies big time, but they usually bounce back. We're not too worried about them. And my Oberon's run boldly, as the market suggested there. And it was pretty close to third. I'd miss what run third there, whether it was Jack or
Royal Patronage.
Royal Patronage did put the head down there on the line to run third. So, all honest, the winner, a really top-class mare. We all know that.
Yeah, no, great to see her back to her best. Like, she had no luck there first up when she got shuffled back in the field. Drew bad again here today, but she looked the winner a long way out. She's an absolute superstar. Another great ride by J-Mac.
Numbers are going up 6, 1, 3 and 2, 134.88. 33.73 the last 600. Now that was from the leader breaking the beam at the 600 to Fangirl breaking the beam at the finish. So she has run an incredible last 600 metres. 6, 1, 3 and 2 the numbers. McDonald's coming back in the cerise colours. Chris Waller is coming down now after watching another great performance by this wonderful mare.
Yeah, it was well deserved. She didn't quite hit her A game or the way the race was run first up, but she certainly hit it today. She had to give them a good start.
Yeah, what were you thinking there?
I was thinking, thank God we've got James aboard. Yeah, so so many things go through your mind, whether a jockey or a trainer on race day, and that's why you've got the good jockeys like your Corey Browns and Nash Willers, your Cairns, and I'm lucky they ride for me and they make my job look a damn lot easier, because it's not easy. And yeah, we didn't go out there with any pre-race plan, but just wary that it would be hard to make up ground. Yeah. But she showed an amazing turn of foot and she was brilliant.
Especially when they're spitting out a couple of 12 seconds up in front. That was never going to be easy, but you don't get tired of watching that sprint.
No, not in those colours. Any colours for that matter. It was a terrific performance.
So a month now to the King Charles. Will you use a trial or something like that in between?
Yeah, I think today was a month after her first up run, and it seems to suit her. She's not a big, heavy horse, so yeah, we'll see what's about and see if we can get it right.
You normally do. Well done.
Thanks.
Chris Waller, trainer of Fangirl, who now has a side scoring on a big King Charles worth $5 million. It's in a month. It's worked well, a trial, maybe in a couple of weeks, and then getting into the races. She seems to thrive on that. She certainly did with the month off between her last run and today.
And Greg, the improvement in her in the enclosure, you could just see that she's done super well since she obviously had that first up run, where I thought she was pretty much a good thing beaten. She got shuffled back through the field by old Zabrek and just didn't have the luck that he needed at a vital stage of the race, but still she accelerated for a good 200 metres, but today that acceleration just went from the top of the straight basically right through to the line, so you know she's near enough back to her best.
It must be an amazing thing to have confidence in a horse when you're that far back and you know they're not running it to suit.
Correct. You know, like all you want to do is, you know, you want something in front of you to make a bit of a move and give you that drag into the race. He didn't have it all his own way again here today. She didn't, so I think it was an outstanding win.
Well, he's on top. He's just ridden Autumn Glow. And he's backed up with Fangirl. So in the space of 40 minutes, he's ridden two of the star females of our sport to victory.
Correct, and I think the toys would have been out of the cop before Autumn Glow. Early in the day,
for sure.
Nothing was going right, but that's why he's our number one. He's an absolute genius, and yeah, two superstar horses.
We're just lining up here, waiting our turn to chat to James McDonald. He's having plenty to say. He might be all talked out by the time you get to him. But here he comes now. Go and grab him. Here's James McDonald after winning the 7 stakes on Fangirl.
Just 2 seconds.
In you go.
Congratulations, J-Mac. What a horse.
Yeah, she is. She's so good, and yeah, she's. Well, I wasn't pleased with the position we're in today, but.
Were you thinking it was going to be the same as last time?
I was, yeah. And I was looking up and I was saying, Zoo got shed, oh, Royal Patronage, oh, beautiful. That was the only saving grace, but in saying that, she still had to do it the hard way. We've all come to realise that she's one-dimensional, so we all know where she's going to be. And I think Chris and we put our heads together, and obviously we're going to ride her to her strengths, which we've obviously nailed down. Well, last prep when she come back, she won like Winks. So you start riding accordingly, which she's not Winks. So we have to come back a notch and ride her properly. But she should have won the Winks Stakes. There's no two ways about that. And that wasn't her fault. She was just set too much of a task. So today, smaller field, it was going to work out all right. But again, the next race, we're going to have to come up with a bit more.
Well done, bud.
Thank you.
Okay, that is James McDonald and Chris Waller. After the 7 stakes, we've still got more action here at Randwick to come, because up next, the Everest audition in the shorts, and that's next, live here from Randwick.
And we're ready to go. So last year's winner is drawn out on High Street with the light blinking. Stand by for a start. Ready. And racing, Way to the Stars began very sharply in the middle. Marzu and our Kobe son away well. Followed then by I Me. He's going to position up 4th on the rails. Deep Out Private Eye looking for a spot. Lady of Camelot and Cold Crusher going underneath. They're followed by Dragonstone, Mumbai Muse after cabin, and Steffi Magnetic settles down last. Now Private Eye's drifting right back through the field as Way to the Stars scampers along as it loves to do. By 2 lengths there at the 600 from Marzu, and the favourite I Me goes to 3rd. Our Kobe son next. Lady of Camelot wide together with Cold Crusher. Then came Mumbai Muse, so they straighten up. And Way to the Stars, the long leader by 3. I Me, those cutting it down quickly on the inside of Marzu. 2 further back to Mumbai Muse. Our Kobe son, Steffi Magnetic looking for room on the rails. 3 across the track now. I Me moved up on the inside of Marzu. Steffi's trying to squeeze through behind I Me, Marzu. Steffi up the fence. I Me just in front, and I Me got in ahead on the line to Steffi Magnetica. Marzu 3rd, then Dragonstone, Mumbai Muse, Private Eye wide out. A gap back to Lady of Camelot. Then our Kobe son, Way to the Stars got tired from Cold Crusher and Aft Cabin.
She's done it again. She's gone back to back in the Concord and now the shorts. So now the conversation must start to get serious. Are they wanting a slot in the Everest? Maybe more importantly, who wants her? She's won again, beaten Steffi Magnetica, who has done her chances of maybe getting to the Everest no harm, getting right up on the fence and narrowly going down to I Me. Her main goal will be the Golden Eagle, but they're up for a run in the Everest. As Marzu hung on,
I think so, yeah.
What a gallant run from Marzu. He's back. Yeah, Marzu's run third. Dragonstone's going to run fourth. And a very similar setup, Ronnie, to the way she won the Concord.
Very similar, wasn't it? The on-pacers stuck it out well again, with Marzu being up there, and she was first onto the scene there as well. And the swoopers didn't come into play, and obviously horses up on the inside are making ground later in the day here as well. It's very hard to make ground out wide, but you have to give it to her. She's done it now. 1,000, 1,100, similar. She's flying. She's got form around all the right horses, and she's probably earned a spot. Some may say, is she as good as 1,200? But she's going to put herself into a winning position in any race that she contests, and she's in a rare frame of mind. So let's see what the slot holders do with this race. Steffi, there'll be interest in her. Nothing wrong with Private Eye's performance. I think we'll dissect this more tomorrow, Corey.
Yeah, no, it was an absolutely outstanding ride by J-Mac again. Like, he obviously drew well. He's soft behind the leaders, but just peeled out from behind. He knows when to push the button, but what I liked about this win today, how tough she was. She was there to be beaten, but she still battled on really, really well.
Well, in the last hour and a half, he's got Autumn Glow, Fangirl, and I Am Me. He has won the T-Rose, the Seven Stakes, and now the Shorts. Where's Johan Gerard de Board representing Kieran Maher? We're here again, and it was almost a carbon copy of what she did in the Concord. Same run, same result.
Yeah, and that's what James said before the race. Just copy and paste, and that's exactly what he did. To do it first up, obviously, is one thing, but to repeat it 2 weeks later like that is a good effort. Especially after a hard run like that, 2 weeks back up, there's always a bit of a question mark, but yeah, she's come back better. She loves racing, she's tough. Yes, it was great, dynamic. I think that's the 900th winner. So I think she's the right horse to do it. Great effort from the team. Like I said last time, she's at Bong Bong. She loves it there. She's just improving, and we know she stay further. And a bit of time between runs will be ideal for her.
What do you think of the Everest? Will that come after the Premiere in any case? Will it be Premiere in 2 weeks and then the Everest if it happens?
I think we just have to see how she comes through that first. Do it every second week is never easy. I got a 4 weeks gap to the Everest, which could be ideal. We just have to see how she comes through that first. Yeah. She will tell us, but she's done a perfect job so far.
And will she be as strong at 1,200 again?
No doubt. Yeah. She's raced well over 14. She's relaxing better now. If anything, 1,200 will suit even better.
Well done.
Thank you.
To the Kieran Maher stable. All right, James McDonald will be interviewed again by Corey after a treble of features for one of the world's best. Autumn Glow into Fangirl into I Am Me. One thing for sure, the bookies hate him. Here he is after the T-Race.
Congratulations, J-Mac. Tough again today, this thing.
Yeah, she's quality, isn't she? She just wears her heart on her sleeve. She always felt in control of the race, and even from a furlong from home, I felt like I was always going to win, even though they were so close. She's just doing enough. So she's got a bit up her sleeve, and look, she's won the first 2 lead-ups to the great race. So she's ticking a lot of boxes.
What do you think about the 1,200?
Yeah, no, she'll be fine, because she's adaptable. I think I won on her over 6 furlongs, and she won by the same sort of margin. So she does what she has to do, and she's a big brute of a mare who will run a tremendous race in a race like that.
Well done, bud.
Thank you.
Well, in 2 races, the Concord and the Shorts, she's won $1,160,000 in prize money. First prize for both the Concord, $1 million race, $580,000, and as Johan said, a cut and paste. Same with the prize money. 62.4, the overall time, 6.3, 4 and 9 after the Shorts, and we'll have an updated Everest market when we return with Tim Ryan prior to the last.
Again moves in. Locked and loaded, and we're ready to go for the last of 10. Stand by for a break. Moravia, the 3:30 favourite. Gates open now, and they're off and racing, and Moravia began brilliantly, looking for the lead, but Kaboo's very sharp, and Kaboo went up to challenge him. Settling in third, Raikoki, and going to fourth there is Louvois, followed by Atmospheric again, Atmospheric Rock. On the inside of Cavalier Charles is tugging, Dalalat just taken back for cover. On the outside of Savignac, further back in the field to Battleton from Melody again, Wild Chapler Melody. Foxfighter down on the fence last of all. Raikoki went up on the inside and held out Kaboo for the lead. 2 lengths away to Louvois, Moravia with cover. 2 further back to Cavalier Charles on the outside of Atmospheric Rock. Then Savignac on the inside of Dalalat, Battleton, Melody again as they come around the turn. Raikoki swings in front. Kaboo strides up on the outside, almost on terms. 2 lengths away, Moravia being stoked up. 300 to go. It's Kaboo, Raikoki, and now Moravia starting to chime in. They're well clear from the rest. Moravia moved up now, and Moravia takes the lead inside the 150, beating off Raikoki, and then came Kaboo, but the last favourite home, Moravia. A J. McQuaddy today. Moravia won it easily. Second place, Raikoki, I think a half head in front of Dalalat, who surged home. Followed then by Kaboo getting tired from Cavalier Charles, Atmospheric Rock, and Battleton wide out. Further back to Savignac, Louvois, Melody again, Foxfighter, and last in was Wild Chap.
Well, bookmakers around the country are right now receiving the standing 8 count. James McDonald has delivered a TKO in the last 4 races. 4 heavily backed favourites finish the day. This day is all about McDonald and 2 marvellous horses that he rode to start this. Autumn Glow and Fangirl. Then he backed it up with another sensational girl in I Am Me, who's won the Concord and the Shorts back-to-back. And now this little gelding by Schnitzel completes the quartet and does it easily in front of Raikoki and Dalalat.
Yeah, well, what a finish to the day. And you may say, oh, $41.70 for the quad. It's probably, when you add up the SP, it's probably overs $41.70. And when you're looking at evens and whatever, 6 to 4, and that comes into about 2 to 1. So he has, just brained him. He put that straight in the 1-1 there, and it was all over from the start. He's run well, Raikoki. Might be a race for him here in Sydney, somewhere along the line. And Dalalat did his thing. He zoomed to the line late there into a place. But that might give this confidence this horse needs to go to a stakes race now and perform well.
Not very often you see J-Mac not in the right spot. He put that horse directly in the right spot from word go. He jumped well, he eased back, 1-1. It did over travel there for a couple of strides, but he's got terrific hands. But not very often you see him in the wrong spot.
He threw his head around for a little bit, Moravia, but then he came back underneath him.
Yeah, well, just when the speed slackened, he did get his head up. He got a little bit racy, but that happens. But that was just for a fleeting moment. But again, this bloke, he's just amazing when he's on song.
The on-course bookmakers have cancelled the Armour Guard escorts. There's nothing left in the bags. The punters have got a lot. The punters need the Armour Guard today, not the bookmakers. Well, Michael Freedman, McDonald's just knocked every bookie out in the country, and you've delivered the final blow.
Yeah, no, it's not. Look, it's nice to see this horse actually put it together, because it'd be fair to say he's been a wee bit frustrating over the last 18 months, knowing sort of what ability he's got. We obviously had to geld him, but I really felt this preparation, he's been a different horse, and I thought he sort of put the writing on the wall with that run in the Concord a fortnight ago. And yeah, it's amazing. I was just saying to Sophie, it's amazing to think it's only his second win since he won a 900 metre maiden at Newcastle.
But look at the list of races that he's running.
Yeah, I think we were a touch unlucky at a couple of those last spring, in the Run of the Rose and the Golden Rose. Look, it's good. They're a great bunch of people involved in the horse and been very patient with him. We've had to be, because he's been a bit of a lad, but he's a horse with enormous ability.
They might get it all back from now on.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Well done.
Thank you.
For the 4th time today.
Well done,
and
Jay,
4 in
mate.
a row.
Isn't it funny? You start the day, seems to be going pretty ordinary, but you got the lot in the last 4.
And one cheeky jockey had the audacity to come up to me and said, you've been winless the last 2 weekends. So I was thinking to myself, come race 6, I think, this kid's bloody right. Might be right again. but it's worked out all right.
It was a nice win though, wasn't it?
It was a good win, yeah. He's a talented horse and significantly dropped back in grey, but I reckon that might give him a bit of confidence, and he attacked the line as good as anything today. So he's obviously well spruiked horse. He's a son of Snitzel who went through all the big races as a 3-year-old. So now it's about rebuilding him back up, I suppose.
Congratulations, great day.
Thanks.
They've run 1:9:36 and home in 33:43. 3, 7, 5 and 4. That is the last. It's McDonald's Day here at Randwick. Get yourself a Big Mac on the way home. We'll see you tomorrow on Sky Thoroughbred Central for Thoroughbred Weekly. Would you like fries with that?